This morning Truong came to find
Because
Han
it's
Han.
related to the Tae-sun incident.
Mr. Truong
That you asked me to investigate has made progress.
Open the computer and start the analysis.
According to the analysis of the device
that you
on
brought
two
home
people,
last night,
I can investigate.
They're from an organization called the Tae-sun Disaster Prevention
According to the
Department.
information provided
It's
by
a big
10,
place,
and there are thousands of survivors.
Tae-sun organization's hierarchy structure
There's
is
an
very
armed
strict,
force of hundreds,
in which the most special soldier
seem to be mutants and special operations units.
he confidently told Truong-duk.
Normal soldiers, even if they're well trained,
Normal weapons.
you can't make too big a threat to the safety department. As long as there's no one through the
like
wall,
the Kia woman.
then basically,
It's also hard to do damage to my shelter.
Truong gently rubbed his head with praise. Then there is a way to fight.
You are so good, you are still a confident face. That kind of thing for me. It's just a small thing. Just wait and see. I'm going to infiltrate the Tae-sun Kia base's network. Well then, I'm looking forward to it. I have a serious face to look for. Is there anything on your side? Come with me to the lab. I've made a huge discovery. Juhai pulled Zhang's hand into a room. Where you're studying two mutants. Was dealt with yesterday by Zhang. Through autopsy, I discovered
Both of these people's cells have mutated.
10 times more active cells than normal people. Furthermore, the energy is generated by the glucose
It's also
reaction.
released in a very unusual way.
The brain cell response is most pronounced. This proves the main source of the dysfunctions is the brain. Remember the truth. When I absorbed this woman's ability, it's from her brain. It's a very interesting discovery. Chao Kai confirmed you. You don't understand how important this discovery is. To the present, human body changes are all influenced by gamma rays.
It's natural variation,
But the number of parts of this population is limited. The effect of the mutation is not necessarily
even
good.
if you get the ability, it's not necessarily useful.
However, if someone can study through the mutant mutation principle or how to transplant cells, it's possible to create mutants. Hold your breath for a moment and say, in your own words, it's not like the whole world is mutant. Sao Chow, the ability to hold a
Lu
sample.
Xiang's
experiments confirmed. Of course, I can't help but talk about extremely low
The
probability.
mutant creator uses the
will
ability
cause very severe damage to the body. For example, the man.
This mutant.
Maybe he was the creator. Then RA is the thing created by the creator.
I think it's
just a little stronger than normal people. And the limit is locked. If you say so,
Then
most of the people in there are just like that. It's just consumer goods in the eyes of the Tae-sun base. After everything at the Kaini is alright, then we go back to the place of 6. The ability to give.
It's a piece of paper
recording the necessary
to create
materials.
anti-intrusion
weapons. These materials are not hard to find.
If the goal is to kill
even the most ordinary black dynamite,
large enough amount
it can
of
also
medicine,
cause positive damage. Plus I'm machined.
Then
About building anti-intrusion weapons into the
it's just a
Department
small
of Safety.
thing.
After the material arrives
Then do
in
the priority
hand. Features first. No need to think about saving. What time of day has passed? Zhang Yi also trained his archery skills. Today is every day. The male lead took the bow and arrow and began to aim for the
Zhang Yi
finish line. Shot an arrow. Flew to the destination.
Make the male
lead also surprised. The speed of shooting his arrow now. I'm afraid I've exceeded the speed of sound. Hold tight and watch. I feel that my hand is much stronger. I can't believe the power to steal. Again, higher power faster. I trained hard for a month. I am grateful to the Lord and the Lord for the task. Long time no contact about the captain
name.
is worried.
The
two young men and how are you? 5 minutes ago.
We're getting
a distress signal from them. The signal transmission location has now been
But
determined.
if you want to act,
you have to get Mr. Chen's permission. New one. This has to do with the lives of subordinates. I'm going to see him now. The captain just arrived at the door. Secretary Sand stopped him. Captain Mausoleum. It's already this time. Please don't bother Master Chen to rest. If anything, I'll report back tomorrow. The captain made a hasty face to explain. Thank you for joining me and joining me on my team. Go out on an exploratory mission. It's in danger now. Send a distress signal to the base. Be sure to report this immediately. Captain, I can understand your mood. But you need to understand. You guys have to work harder. Can it be as hard as Master Chen? He has to work hard. The survival of the base. He has just fallen asleep now. I tried to bother you again. I want to leave behind the safety of the Tae-sun Sao base. The angry captain said out loud, what are you talking about? The lives of special operations team members don't matter. I didn't mean that. It's just at the Tae-sun base. The leader is higher than all. I really can't break the rules next time. Each of the special operations
are the most
valuable talents of the Tae-sun base. Secretary Sand bowed his head. Sorry. I'm really sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. See the attitude of the secretary. The captain returned to wait for orders to return. It's not allowed. We can't act on our own. The secretary glanced into the room and sighed. Inside, the old man surnamed Chen is holding two women drinking. The old man sighed. Tae-sun base. Now there's a lot of serious problems. The power supply doesn't last too long. Food is also rare. I have a dark nose every day. Afraid of doing something wrong somewhere. People don't trust me anymore. Man Tuen immediately flattered you. It's hard with the power of one to keep the entire Tae-sun base running. It's hard. If you want to sit in a position where no AI can sit, it feels like not everyone can do it. There's a couple of things. If I don't do it, no one can. For the survival and development of the entire base. Even if it's harder, I don't mind. After being served by 2 girls, the old man called his secretary in. Someone just came looking for me. It's the wind. 2 members of the team out to carry out the exploration mission seems to have encountered some trouble. I called for help from the base. Let them send some people over there to investigate, but forbade sending captain-level strategists before you know what's going on there. These pieces can't be wasted. Move the scene to the SWAT team meeting room. Saw Secretary Sand arrive. The captain asked the secretary, "Did you bring the good news?" You can send someone to investigate, but the premise is you're not allowed to assign a captain. You guys are the most valuable fighting force of the Tae-sun base. You can't let people take that risk. I understand. I'll send someone over there to send people to probe the news of 2 subordinates. The captain went to her salary. On the way back to Death Tuen and where Lin see her salary. Your salary is when unexpected. You see your students. He came out of Mr. Chen's room. Mencius Tuen, you pay so well. I didn't expect to see you here. Why am I here? Why can't I be here? If it wasn't for this beautiful cover, serve Master Chen with Shen Yunlin. Now we've been dumped by you. Like the Kia. It's been purged. While waiting for new rules. Below the comment or in the playlist, there's a lot of good stuff. The whole family supports. Let me have the motivation to get out quickly. My sister is very grateful. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to see the next substance. Below the comment or in the playlist, there's a lot of great long stories. Remember to watch it. She was surprised to get paid. What are you talking about? Okay, you stop talking. Be careful to annoy. Tell me what you've been through in the 4th dimension. Her salary. After she left, a lot of her classmates disappeared. Disappear at SAO again like that. For whatever reason, we don't know. It's only after they were taken away. There's no coming back. Sorry, I don't know about other things. If you really want to know, it is best to investigate yourself, or it's like nothing ever happened. Don't ask. Is there a misunderstanding? They're actually sent somewhere else to work. It's just that other people don't know. The 4th life capsule. At this time the dancer came looking for her salary. You want to know where your classmates went? She tells her to be quiet. You almost followed me. About this time, sometimes you'll be called to the 2nd life chamber. On the way, I discovered this. In the bags before, it's the student's body, missing something. Follow them to see why. Go back to the dorm to avoid suspicion. You pay yourself carefully. Taking advantage of her absence, she sneaks inside. You go into the dressing room. He knocked someone out to get a uniform. After wearing the uniform here, she carefully stepped out. There are 2 guards in front of the morgue. With uniform now she's salaried just like that. It goes inside. He's lost 7 times. He's now the 8th. It's over. Maybe their bodies can't adapt. Listen to them talk to each other. The salary still doesn't fit. To adapt something. Look at the body in front of you, thinking silently. What is this base actually studying? They took out some more bodies. Put it in the box and start pushing the start button. Machine. They burned the bodies. And then a white liquid starts to flow out. She was startled to see this white liquid. It's identical to the one with the white porridge shape. I ate my first day here. That's not what I ate that day. That's what they are. Let the dead become food for the hungry. It also provides labor resources. The lower level of the life chamber. Is there any banana flavor on the 4th floor? A little but not much more. Tell the lab to do more. It's a lot of protein, a lot of nutrition. If you don't know how this thing works, it's actually very energy replenishing. After leaving the 2nd life capsule, you can't stand to vomit constantly. If you know what's going to happen in this direction, it's not the same as staying in the Academy of Astronomy. The monster only eats humans, not to the point of not being able to cope. But there's clearly a demonic organization here. I can't stay in this place anymore. We must find a chance to leave. But get out of here. Where can I take the kids? Right now, there are some people who are approaching Zhang Yi's mansion. Captain, I found a sign of the car. Go skiing and see. The car stopped right in front of Zhang Yi's villa. That person must be in this manner. Everybody split up into 3 squadrons and then fade away in the direction of the footprints on the ground. One of them was walking when he hit a grenade that blew up his body. Those guys are scared of their ass. The captain's name was Pitiful. The dead man's body only had a few parts left. The angry captain gritted his teeth. Fuck. The whole team started shooting at the mansion. I heard the gunfire. He knew immediately that the Tae-sun organization
Here we go.
was. The male lead immediately ordered to start the protective equipment. Clear has started the movement. Look outside, muttered. Finally, the worthy opponent has appeared. That's good. It's not about facing a professional opponent.
It's not.
This high-level accident prevention department of mine is wasted. Why don't you shoot in the mansion anymore? The guys at Tae-sun base went around looking for grenades. The captain found the grenade. A guy who's glad he just found something screams. The captain's inside the chapter. Click the headline. He immediately exploded. He's finally who because SAO has these things. We don't know anything about the enemy. There's also no advanced COD equipment and weapons. Refer to the previous reporting basis. Then help comes. Can't. We were the rescue team ourselves. If there's any help from the base, it's not about losing your face. But it's not like two things. Keep moving forward. I don't believe this mansion has any weaknesses. Don't work with emotions. I don't work with emotions. We don't have any intelligence on this place. We don't fight. Then the other brothers have to fight. This time we are the first team. I got the intel on this mansion first. It's just a turtle with its head down. If only we could break through. Then definitely. You can kill the son of a bitch in there. They do that. Is it real? Have you found our loophole yet? I just went to the accident shelter. I've checked around very carefully. Moreover, every 3 days is again checked 1x0. There's any loopholes on the outside, but being probed without fear. I'm still a little nervous in my heart. Not the most afraid, but the most afraid. You mean, if we can take the initiative, good. No, I really mean this. To attack them is very simple. But I'd rather play defensively. Don't worry. To see their attack prowess RASAO has. This is an iron turtle with a fearsome defense. Its building materials are no less than a city of modern warfare. If you say its only flaw, there is no way to attack. This is also considered a lucky thing. You can even say, it's an accident shelter. It's built for the end times, just to defend. This rich building has that kind of architecture. There is nothing strange about it. After all, people with a lot of money are scared or do a lot of evil. Fear of others coming for revenge. So it cost a lot of money to make a house like that. That's why they set so many traps on the road. Now the trap has been broken. They can only fight. This time he was easy to handle. We're going to blow up a corner of this house. Then go in and kill them. I just don't know how much dynamite it takes. Even if it's on the battlefield, it only takes enough explosive to explode. Avoid such private victims. Maybe even stronger than the SAO. Concentrate your fire in one place. It can definitely be done. Captain's name begins. Have your subordinates get the dynamite out. Just wait to see the play. I'm going to give them a little lesson. Captain name, press control button, BA21 explosion. I thought I'd blow up a corner of the house. But I can't believe it just blew up in a tiny hole. They looked at each other in shock. But not even a scratch. Too afraid to avoid accidents. The ground is also covered with this black material. Is also to say, we want to attack directly. There's nothing we can do. You can't even dig a tunnel in the ground. Based solely on the weapons in our hands. Afraid that nothing can be done. Get a rescue team and let the company lead the demolition team. The name of one, I says. If the explosion cannot maybe you can let me try it. You want to use it NDT-0. This sniper rifle of mine can destroy a tank. Whether it's bulletproof glass. But can you fend off this shot of mine? I saw the bullet coming. Zhang Yi recognized. This is a heavy sniper's bullet. It's scary. This bulletproof glass is only 80 centimeters thick. He was shot by him. It's like he shot a couple 100,000 bullets. If the glass is broken, it will be broken. The one-eyed man fired a shot. It stands silent as stone. After a while, he shouted. That year he used this gun to hit the bunker. Hit out a pile of reinforced mud. What accident department is this? There is no weakness. The defense of this department. It is even more dangerous than the Tae-sun base. We rely only on the weapons in our hands. It can't be broken. Should still return to report this news to Level Jenny. The captain ordered a retreat. Just wait for this moment to give the order. Please open the window. Zhang Yi aimed his sniper rifle at them. One of the men saw the window open and told the captain. The second floor window is open. Immediately the whole team aimed at the second floor and fired. And Zhang Yi raised his hand. Use your abilities to steal a heavy sniper rifle. A chance to get a sniper rifle. Not much material resistance. I have to keep it. A firefighter. He's carrying a heavy sniper rifle. It was translated by Zhang. Shot through the head. Captain name. I saw that the man opened the glass door on the second floor. It's very interesting. At the right time, this time, you're on your own. He told me he ordered everyone to shoot me. The rescuers took orders. Just aim directly at the translation. With his standard shooting skills, he's on the second floor. He's also using a sniper rifle. After a moment of shooting, he noticed the enemy. Our army is about to die. A guy talking loud. Not right, not right. It's not right because SAO couldn't shoot him. The captain shouted a warning to everyone. He's a mutant. He thinks, maybe, he's immune to our attack. After a few seconds of thinking, the captain's name decided to withdraw the team. Get out of here. We can't deal with this. I told you, the whole AI team is running. The captain was running and muttering, it's also unbelievable. No matter who's dead, hide. But for them now, wanting to run away is harder. To the sky. Aim the gun at 2 people running, because according to your judgment, those 2 are the captain. He shot 2 shots at the 2 schoolboys. And didn't get a shot. Truong-yi was surprised to exclaim Hung. It's an artificially created mutant SAO, but even the ability is the same. The ability is also quite strong. Maybe later, can actually use drugs to make SAO mutants. Or maybe their abilities were copied from someone else. Look at the abilities of the 2 Kia mutants. They can avoid bullets. Unfortunately, there are only 2. I couldn't shoot the 2 Kia. The police moved to shoot the lost men. Some of the others have fallen by a few shots. The captain's hiding behind an iceberg. I saw my partner fall and shouted, "Save Pink Peach Chow Dance." Even though I'm worried about them. But he gave orders to everyone. Don't move. This is a rescue. AI is not allowed outside. Captain's name now changes tactics. Throwing blind bullets. The bomb burns for me. Because he thinks, if the other person used the siege as an example with a gunshot, this interferes with the enemy's vision. The vision in front of the eyes is blurred by the fire. I can't shoot anymore. The male lead also had praise for the Kia captain's name. Tigers are professional soldiers. Very high fighting quality. I said. Nam raised his hand. Use your abilities to unleash skills from the space warehouse. The rescuers saw the snow and ice coming. Then shrink your legs and run away. 2 men with pale faces said to the captain. He's not the one. We can't fight him back. Captain, do we need to call for backup? Please send someone. The captain, afraid of losing face, decided to deal with it himself. He grabbed a guy's shirt and yelled at him to shut up. We are here to save. Now the opposite, call for help with the base. Then, do we still have the face to meet others? The firefighter was sweating, but the Kia are scary. No, he's not who he is. He's the devil. Otherwise, why can't you beat him to death? Young man, one eye reassuring. The captain's spirit calmed down. That person hasn't come out yet. We don't need to worry too much. So we have to do SAO. His shooting skills are no less than yours and mine. As long as we stick our heads out, they might be shot dead by a gun. Breach the houses in front, then go along this road. It's possible to escape, just no vision. His shooting skills are good. There's nothing we can do about it. Zhang Yi looked at the people of Taesun Base smiling. Call the stronger one later. Only kill to scare you. Maybe the people who deserve to die will stop. At the Taesun Base, the old man Chen received the report about the scouts dying. He held the report and muttered, this scout team died 20 soldiers. Secretary Sand heard him. Master Chen, you are useless and useless. The organization's expectations of them. I think we should punish them very severely to warn them. Encounter a strong opponent. You can't blame them for this either. There is a shortage of people now. Let's talk about this later. But I'm curious about the department. Avoid the mystery of Kia and its owner. There is no intelligence related to this. Secretary Sand brought information about Zhang Yi's whereabouts. According to the report of the diaphragm detection and location of the Kia accident department on the river highway, and then combine that with the intelligence we've received before. So I think that the one with the biggest doubt, it's a man named Zhang Yi Kia. What about this accident department? I also investigated RA. It was built by King Min Cho 15 years ago. No one had noticed it before. But according to our architect's predictions, the defense of this department, I'm afraid it's no less than our Taesun Base. The translation is AI. That's the man, suspected of holding missing supplies of the warehouse HOA is the manager Kia of Kia's tiny warehouse. It's him. If you say so, it makes sense. A small character not worth mentioning. There's no education, there's no context, but it can be based on the ability that we have. After the mutation becomes a nuisance. The big complex is really lucky. Warehouse manager, mutant angel, the ability to be immune to the attack of the macrophages. The old mutant surnamed Chen walked back and forth. I thought for a moment that something was wrong. If he's just a normal awakened person. When you meet the Lord and the Lord, RA should have flattered, or run away. Even begging, can join our Taesun Base. Even though SAO, in a lack of resources like now, it's really hard to survive alone outside. But he didn't do that. The opposite. They are not afraid to take risks with the Taesun Base. We also have to kill the Lord and the Lord. This can only prove he must have a secret. You can't let others know. This secret may have been discovered by two people. I am glad that you and Lu have discovered it. Secretary San thought forever not array. So the secret they discovered was what it was. What could be the greatest secret in the end times? Only supplies. Is also to say, giant missing items of warehouse Hoa Nam Kia. It's actually in his hands. He used his special powers to hide it. It's definitely like that. Just like that. Then, I can't explain all of his work. If it was so, then we must definitely defeat Zhang Yi. Congratulations to Mr. Chen. We found a large supply. For our Taesun base. Our base's supplies are running low now. Especially in terms of energy and food. Always in a state of shortage. Can't get an effective supplement. But if it can be supplies of the world's largest warehouse, then we at least it can also sustain a full physical life. In 15, call the wind for me. When I saw a lot of people coming, I panicked. I thought the sky really came. You must notify the CA immediately. Old man, something happened. Are you from the Taesun base? Have I found your place? He's really smart. There's a group of soldiers who just came to our village. You have to be careful with Fat. I've already reminded you of their identities. It's not good. The whole Tianhai city, it's been divided by people like that. They're no longer bound by morality and law. You have to be careful. Watch out, they steal food from the village. More important, you need to pay attention to your own life. Don't worry, old man. If I want to run, it's not easy for them to catch me. They have now become guests of this village. Someone who is enthusiastically entertaining them. Whatever I say, there's no one in the village listening. Don't manage them anymore. If you do not listen, death is worth it. You just need to protect yourself, just with the important people around you. But there's one thing I have to remind you about, Fat. I see you as a brother who always values you. But if you do anything wrong to me, you already know what the consequences will be. Don't worry, old man. I have been following you ever since. I need someone to investigate the news. To be able to capture their dynamic situation. I heard that spring is sweaty. Old man, I can't do that. The Kia soldiers looked at the burning atmosphere. I was scared when I saw them. No need to worry. I don't need you to come into conflict with them. You just need to quietly help me. Just get 10 of their news. After the job is done, there will be a reward. Spring breathed a sigh of relief. That's okay. Just don't make me fight. Then everything is fine. It's outside the gate right now. Mr. Six is inviting the people of Taesun into the village. Spring came to find you. To talk about for strangers and in the village. Mr. Lu. When I saw him in the spring, I panicked. Why did you come here? That you're a mutant. That's the secret of our village. You can't let others know. Don't go out later. Waiting for my orders to act. Mr. Six, you think you can hide this? Now you've dragged the whole thing from Roz into trouble. You didn't say. The people of the other villages do not speak or SAO. The fact that you're a mutant will be revealed sooner or later. It would be better to admit it directly. Let me go see them. It seems like your intention. You said there's morality. Follow me. Mr. Six led son to the Taesun people introduced Thew. This is the grandson in my village. He's a mutant. I'll introduce him to you. The captain's name approached the spring curiously. You're a mutant. How are there mutants? I can control some ice and snow. You guys watch. Houses made of ice in the village from the east. It's all my creation. He said, let's show them the show. The captain's name is happy to wear the shoulder of the spring thunder. That's amazing in a small village like this. I have a talent like you. Come on, hurry up. Ask someone to prepare some more food with alcohol. We have to have a drink today. Get excited about this, brother. Xian Lui calls to report the news. Cho Truong Yep has summoned a number of beneficial pre-mutants as a captain to attack the shelter. And expertise in locating explosives. I know. Thank you for your intelligence, but Fat, you really didn't think about it. Join their Taesun base SAO. Follow me. It's not necessarily your best path. The name wears from spring. Answer the phone translation. I believe in my intuition. The old man is much more reliable than the Kia. Tung also grinned and replied from the wood. You won't regret today's choice. Keep watching and watching. Information. Your intelligence is very important to me right now. Even if the wind blows the grass. Don't forget to report back to me. Death Spring tightened his grip and firmly responded. Yes, old man. After hanging up the phone, the murmur exploded. That's the best way for them to deal with me. Now I believe for sure. Taesun base must have a lot of explosives. Enough to level 10 pieces. Shelter doesn't matter. Continue to think and analyze, but under current conditions, the mission still needs to be done. So they're forced to approach the shelter. To deploy explosives. If so, I'll have plenty of ways to deal with them. Even though this is my home. Zhang then presented the problem. Let the beautiful girls understand. Taesun base will soon come to attack us. to ensure the temporary safety of evacuating 2 floors above the ground. The whole thing moved down to the shelter basement. While the girls are feverish, the young man laughed and said, "You don't have to worry though. There you are." Then the young man clapped his chest confidently and went home. Power. The strength of the Tay-Sun base is clear to you. They can't threaten our safety. A while after the epidemic, go to the Hun. I'm working with security equipment. And ask Han, how did you handle the work you gave me before? The security on the other side is good. I tried to infiltrate many times, but they stopped it all. Listen to Han speak, then cross your arms and sigh, even if they are more careful. Both about networking and the number of network experts is more plentiful. Han clasped hands confidently to promote CACA. They are not inferior to them. It's just a tiger puzzle. They want to break into their network. There must be a means to do it. Please continue to explain the problem further. Inside they use a local area network, or LAN, unless you can connect to their local network, or install a virus on their device. Otherwise, SAO is easily infiltrated. Translation sounds so difficult. It's in her head. I don't mean to blame you. As long as you can make sure our lives are not compromised, that's enough. It's good to be able to infiltrate or not. Not good or bad. I am glad to hear that. Feel good inside. Don't worry about this. If you're here, the AI's in. It's not the life of our shelter. Then young men translate. Go to the office of possibility. Maybe I want to ask you a question. She's probably working hard. Then turn around. Open the glasses. Just ask. Here's the thing. I'd like to ask if the Tay-Sun base, they want to blow up our base. How will it usually be used? With a huge amount of knowledge about his weapons and explosives. Probably tell me, to blow up buildings or buildings. They usually use explosives. TNT coordinated with detonator. When demolishing old buildings, they often use this method. So I estimate, to blow a big hole in our shelter. How much dynamite is needed? Apply 749 pieces of her math. 6 Suddenly I was sweating. Based on the material and wall thickness of the shelter, it's estimated that 300 to 800 kilograms of explosives are needed. There is no specific measurement. I can only give you an estimate. Of course you can say that, Zhuang said. In other words, it's about 500 kilos of dynamite. The amount of shipping like that must be easy to identify. If you use a sniper rifle in the middle of the road, is an explosion possible? Listening to Zhang Yi's very bold opinion, he was probably don't worried. Have that intention. TNT is a very stable explosive. They can't be fired or burned. If you have to go through the detonator, that's what RA is. There is only one way to stay in the house. Conduct counteroffensive defense. The things I asked you to prepare, how you prepared. 6 possibilities immediately launched a homemade bomb. See if you're satisfied with these. The viewfinder is relatively easy to build. It only took me half a day to finish. And the combat outfit. This is really taking my time. She took out a combat outfit. In terms of equipment materials, they're all cast with a special alloy. Not exaggerating when sniper bullets are hard to get through. The price of its raw materials, at least 20 times more than the soldiers at the Tay-Sun base. But you've got a big house. There's no shortage of these materials. The young man took up his combat uniform without taking my eyes off. That's great.